morning.
Good morning.
Sun shining here. Still a lot of snow, but bless us all. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I'll be glad when February 14th passes. I've been wearing red and black, seems like for a month. So here we go. This morning I'm going to be your pulpit assistant. And I did hear from Fran. She didn't have transportation, and she tried to hook up, but we didn't get it hooked up. So here I am. And how are you all this morning?
Fantastic.
Good. I hope everybody is blessed and in their own space is wonderful and perfect temperature and perfect life and all that good stuff. So let's start this morning with our bulletin, and it is the 8th of February, and I welcome you here to Miracle Center for Spiritual Living on this very holy, cold, wherever you are day. And knowing that this is Black History Month, I have chosen to highlight Science of Mind as compared to a gentleman whose name is Howard Thurman. I forgot to bring his book in, but he has written many, many, many books, and he is a Black philosopher, college professor, minister, just a profound writer, and has a couple books focused on Black history. So this month I'm comparing him and his writings to Ernest Holmes. So our monthly theme begins with, well, let me welcome you first. Welcome everyone on Zoom and here in our building and sanctuary. So our monthly theme is Embracing the Edge. This month's theme is Embracing the Edge by Ernest Holmes. And Ernest Holmes told us that we are open at the top. I'm sure you've heard that expression quite often. I started out trying to figure out what in the world that meant and have been ever since, but it is being open to everything, progressing in any way, every way that we can, every way that we are. So knowing that, Ernest Holmes told us that we are open at the top, and to do that, we must keep growing. And that means growing beyond the known and the comfortable. Throughout February, the focus is on pushing the boundaries of our beliefs and comfort zones, individually and collectively. So we had our prelude by Gilbert Zachary. Thank you, Gilbert. And the invocation this morning, if you would just center yourself. If you're comfortable, close your eyes, just settling into this beautiful, positive, open at the top, not only day, but future. And knowing that this service unfolds itself to bring us information as to how we can continue to be an expectant and be as we know and be open at the top to bless us, not only ourselves, but the universal allness, and especially Miracle Center for Spiritual Living. So we welcome you to this house of God, and there is an affirmation, if you would rephrase it with me after I read it. I speak my truth even outside my comfort zone. Let's say that together. I speak my truth even outside my comfort zone. Here we go now. We're going to go over the sign to mind point of view, the Howard Thurman point of view, and then I'm going to meld the two together, because what we know is there's only one essence, one truth, one God, one purpose, one life. And as we begin this morning, the Science of Mind point of view, going along the monthly arc, the term arc is being used this month. In essence, my envision of it is moving completely in half, so to speak, and that creates an arc. And within our Science of Mind, there are the teachings that we follow. This week, these readings are not from this book, so I don't have my Science of Mind textbook with me today. But all of the writings that I'm going to read at first are from our Ernest Holmes. And we start with, think of the whole world as your friend, but you must also be the friend of the whole world. In this way, and with this simple practice, you will draw to you so many friends that the time will be short to enjoy them all. Refuse to see the negative side of anyone. Refuse to let yourself misunderstand or be misunderstood. Do not be morbid. Know that everyone wants you to have the best. Affirm this wherever you go, and then you will find things just as you wish them to be. Letting go once in a while. Let me not interpret his words yet. But that reading was from the essence Ernest Holmes, the essential Ernest Holmes. Let me see what time it is. Okay, I got another minute to get awakened to the oneness. I'm sorry to be making mistakes here. The essential Ernest Holmes, which is from page 40 in that particular book. Walking the edge of life means showing up for the truth that lives within us and allowing that truth to move through us in real, visible ways, even when it feels risky. And I said I wasn't going to mess with it, but I would say add to being risky. And this is information from Howard Thurman. Howard Thurman reminds us that our inner insights are not meant to stay hidden. They are meant to be achieved in the deed. Science Mind teaches that our thoughts and beliefs shape reality. But it also calls us into right action. So does it matter if you're reading Howard Thurman, if you're reading Ernest Holmes, if you're reading the Bible, if you're reading a Greek philosophy, if you're reading anything that is of God, does it matter who wrote it, what it says? I say yes, because we must interpret it through the eyes of the writer, through the time zone, through the country that it came from. But comparing A to B, B to Z, Q to R, within the philosophy of reading what is the highest and best in order to set you on the right path, I totally agree with, and I totally embrace within my learning and understanding of Howard Thurman and of Ernest Holmes. So if you have some other books at home that you want to say, Ernest Holmes said that, but I think I have a book here that says something a little different. Go ahead and compare the two, and it'll bring you to a new awakening of both of the writers. Again, Howard Thurman reminds us that our inner insights are not meant to stay hidden. They are meant to be achieved in the deed. Achieved in the deed. Science Mind teaches that our thoughts and beliefs shape reality, but it also says into right action. So similar, but yet a little bit different. Embodying the values we affirm, living as if our vision for the world is already true. And it is. It is. And it's so interesting when you're talking to someone, and it works both ways, who is a religious scientist and is active in that philosophy. If you speak to a person who is Catholic and speaks within that philosophy, that you will find there's nothing to disagree with. And that, to me, that's the fun of reading, understanding, thinking. Up here it says something about not being on the negative side of anyone. And it means anyone. And we know that that is difficult sometimes. It's difficult, but it doesn't have to be. And when you disagree, is that saying that you don't think that that person is believing in divine action just like we do? No, 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 no. We must accept everything and anyone to understand the best we can their perspective, and for them, hopefully, to understand our perspective in every positive way that we can. And today's cautionary tales that we listen to and we think about, we'll continue to think in our positive manner and speak in our positive manner and live in our positive manner. And it's good. It's all good.
Amen.
To live our truth beyond comfort means to look past fear of misunderstanding or rejection. The misunderstanding is pretty, I don't know, I don't want to compare it, but I am. Misunderstanding, to me, is just, that doesn't exactly fit with what I believe. Or rejection, it says. To live our truth beyond comfort means to look past fear of misunderstanding or rejection. To me, my personal feeling about the two, I would rather feel that I misunderstand someone rather than I am rejecting someone. That's just me. I would prefer not to reject anyone in my experience. And if I have to reject someone in my experience, that means that I should probably not interact with them in my experience, if that makes sense to you. And to act as a friend to the whole world, which seems to be, just seems to be, you understand what I mean? There are some who might say that they reject everyone, they reject and misunderstand everyone who is not of their particular thinking and pattern. So whether you're praying according to Holmes or whether you're praying according to Howard Thurman, Keep it up. There's work to be done as we move forward in this world. To live our truth beyond comfort means to look past fear of misunderstanding or rejection. Let it pass by. Let it disappear. Let it float away, however you want to do it. And to act as a friend to the whole world. So, I'm going to start breaking it down. I'm going to start separating the two a little bit more clearly. Ernest Holmes urges, this week's theme challenges us. Can we hold that inner steady rhythm of life and still step into situations that require courage? I think it takes courage just to live. When you don't feel good and you have to push yourself to come to church on Sunday, because I guarantee you'll feel better if you come to church and you leave and you will have gotten the energy of everyone around you. You will be breathing the air of this sacred space, this building that is called Miracle Center for Spiritual Living. You will forget the negativity of not feeling so good, and you will embrace the energy and the love that is stored up in these walls.
Amen.
I was told that it used to be something that where they worked on cars or something or other. So I'm sure at that particular time, there were people praying real hard because they brought their car in to be serviced, that it wouldn't cost them very much. So some of that good energy is here. You know, you have to expand your mind a little bit. And you have to remember that there were weddings here, that there were times when there were release services, release of a person who has moved on. And there was a certain energy within that. And there's always, I can't say always. There is happiness and joy and release of a person passing because of many reasons. So there is all kinds of energies in this space, in this air. And if you just walk around the building and you look at the signs on the wall and you look at the candles, maybe they're not lit, but you know they are bright and they give off this light. So there's always some reason of a possible outcome being good. When you don't feel so good, the other side of the energy is that there is something good going on somewhere, either in this building or at home. If you stay at home, make it a choice that is just a choice that is the highest and best for you at that time. Don't make up excuses for it. Don't think negatively about it. So it's like comparing these two writers. Both of them are actually perfect truth. If you accept what they write and what they are trying to tell us within our spiritual nature, that here we are for you. We wrote these books for you. Now you take it and run. Run with it. Explore it. Get another book by the same two authors. Pass it along to somebody else is another way to looking at God. Because that's what we're here about, is to look at God within ourselves and to prove that the truths that are written by these gentlemen, over one a little bit later than the other, but not that much difference in age, but to bring us the truth about how we look at, how we act within, how we feel about God. That's our truth. We have a beautiful angel down here that you all can't see. You'll see her later. I was going to call her name, but I don't want to upset her. Okay, let's keep going. This week's theme challenges us. Can we hold that inner steady rhythm of life and still step into situations that require courage, vulnerability, or even sacrifice? Interesting question. Walking the edge means leaning into the space between safety and growth, where faith becomes lived experience. Lived experience. Not, I thought about doing that, but one might say I chickened out and I didn't face it and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to believe it. It came into my life, but gee, I can't really face it right now. It's okay. It's okay. God is all there is. If something appears that it's not the right time, you think you're big and bad enough to say, no, this is not the right time all by yourself, by your narrow self. You do everything according to your God self. Everything. So therefore, where faith becomes lived experience, we do, the song keeps coming up, we've come this far by faith. Whatever your choice was, I am not so big and bad to say, that wasn't God's choice. That was my choice. Who do you think it is? We are not two things or two people or led by any two of anything. There's only one. So Howard Thurman agrees with that. Ernest Holmes agrees with that. There's one thing going on. The Essential Ernest Holmes, page 40, is where that information came from. From Ernest Holmes' perspective. So we're going to have a song right now, and it is entitled Because of Who You Are. And it ties right in with the thoughts about these two gentlemen's writings and how they interact in our lives. And this song will also be an individual expression and belief of what you hear with this lovely song. And it is by Vicki Yahone or Hone. So Chris is going to cue us up, and we're going to listen to the song. It's called Because of Who You Are. Beautiful, beautiful. And is that not what we're trying to say here? We worship ourselves because of who we are. And then when you say, I worship God because of who you are, that's where you got to put the clothes in the washing machine, push the button, wait for the water to come in, same water for each set of thinking, but then you got to let it start to whoosh, 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 and make sure that you don't allow only the clothes that are red and not the clothes that are black don't get the same kind of soap. That's what, you can't separate God. And maybe the analogy of the color of the clothes is not so good, but they're all clothes. And they all get wet the same way. God is the clothes, the only thing there is. So I do get a little mixed up sometimes. I feel like, oh my goodness, I made a terrible decision. I couldn't have, I shouldn't have, I ought not have done thus and so. But it's not me. I'm not that powerful within. By separating out who's really doing, what do you say, the heavy lifting here? My human self is not doing the heavy lifting. My God self is smart enough, is wise enough, loves me enough to step in to my posture, into my mind, into my choices, into what I reject. It's God. And there's no separation, even though what I may think are things that are incorrect, they cannot be incorrect because there's only God going on. And I don't know about you, but quite often I go ahead and do something, and it's because this little self thinks it's more than the all-encompassing self, and I forget to just breathe, and I just forget to say, it's all God. It's all right. It's all God.
It's all right.
I'm not as strong as I thought I was, and I'm not as dumb as I thought I was. Because there's only one thing going on, and that is the exceptional belief and trust in God.
And so it is.
So I'm going to read through through Howard Thurman. Then I'm going to see if we can challenge the two, because we're just going to see if we can do this. Okay, Howard Thurman, from one of his books, and this book is called The Inward Journey. Every act, conversation, and joy and choice can become a simple sacrament, as Howard Thurman describes. It is a world-shattering disclosure that the stream of life is a single stream. A single stream, though it takes various forms as it spills over into the time and space. This disclosure is made to anyone whose discipline sends them on high adventure with their own spirit, their own inner life. And I'm trying to get this to where I have a bigger, okay, I got it now. Okay, I'll read it through again. I can see this a little bit better. It is a word-shattering disclosure that the stream of life is a single stream. That's what I was trying to say through my own words. A single stream. No God, no June, no God over here, June over here. There's only one thing. Well, my mind says to do this, but God says to do that. Who do you think your mind is? What do you think your mind is? It just is what it is, and it ain't no iser. That is the truth. It is a world-shattering disclosure that the stream of life is a single stream, though it takes various forms as it spills over into time and space. Can we see time? Can we see space? Time, it says it is 11:06. I can see time. But is that really time? Space. I can see things spaced on the wall. I don't walk through that wall right there. I have to open that door, and then there's space, and I walk through that space. But that is that reality of what it is, who we really are. This disclosure is made to anyone whose discipline sends them on high adventure within their own spirit, their own inner life. Beautiful, beautiful writing. How it relates to science of mind. Think of the whole world as your friend, but you must also be the friend to the whole world. In this way, and with this simple practice, you will draw to you so many friends that the time will be too short to enjoy them all. Never give up on holding firm to that oneness, the two appearing oneness. There's only one thing going on. God is the joy and the strength of my life. We sing that for you. The next Howard Thurman thought is, by prayer, by the deep inward gaze which opens the eyes of the soul to behold the presence of God, a person feels the steady rhythm of life itself. God seems to be behind the scene of all, and it is. It's not behind anything, it is anything, it is everything. Out of such is an experience, a new perspective. Susie typed this up for me so beautifully, and I meddled. I meddled. I stirred it up. I moved the pages. So Susie, I bless you. You did such a beautiful job on this, and I messed it up. I moved the pages around. So out of such an experience, a new perspective emerges. Consciously, now the primary function or mission of life becomes that of achieving in act what one has experienced in sight. One is ever on the hunt for openings in others through which this may be achieved. We're always searching. I sense it for myself. I'm always searching for the visible God, the proof in the pudding, the essence of simpleness, simplicity, I guess I should call it. It is so simple to just accept the fact, and I do accept the fact. And if you are here in this room with me, and you are breathing, or you are hearing me or listening to me, however it is, and you're breathing, we're always searching for the fact that God is all there is. Because with every breath that we take, that's our acknowledgement. That's the truth. When we decide that we don't want to believe what we believe in, that's the truth too. So Mr. Thurman, Dr. Thurman, he's telling us, just like Dr. Holmes tells us, that whatever we believe is our truth. And we don't have the power that the Christ, that Jesus, that the Buddha, however you call it, has to control our lives the way that the oneness does. And it seems like when I say things out loud, it's different for me than reading them. And I have to stop and think, just what I read, just what I say is still the oneness. There's no separation between these two beautiful minds. They're telling us again, I'll repeat it again, God is all there is, and we are one with it. And that's such a simple, easy, philosophical way to look at life. And it's what keeps us going through in a joyful manner when we believe. When, like me moving the pages, when we don't believe, when we think we, humanness, knows the answers, that's when it gets messed up. It gets just like these papers. You're on the wrong page, June. You're not on the right page. What you're reading is not correct. So we're still on Thurman. We still got a little bit more to read, and we still got a little bit more to compare. To put it differently, this is Howard Thurman. It is the point at which the spirit is most highly sensitized for communication. To put it differently, it is the point at which the spirit is most highly sensitized for communication. Letting us relax. My shoulders just came down. Just relax and stop trying to analyze and stop trying to figure it all out. Do what you do when you do it. And that's it. If you think it's incorrect, it's incorrect. If you think it's correct, it's correct. Because as human beings, we are so complicated by our own truth, by moving the pages around. But it's all God. It's all God. And I don't know how I sound talking to you, but I got it. I know what I'm talking about because I'm reading off the paper where I put it. And I took it out of the book. And between taking it out of Holmes, I take it out of Thurman. And that's one word that's being spoken. It's all God. So, again, my shoulders come down. You're doing all right because you're sticking to the writers that knew what to write in order to enliven and explore my head, my mind. And it's all God and it's all good.
And so it is.
So, the next point by Howard Thurman. What a person has experienced in insight, they achieve in the deed. What does that mean? What have you decided to do today? What have you decided to do when you got up in the morning? What in your body said, do this first? What in your body said, no, not today, I'll do this first? Is one right and wrong wrong? No, it's just exactly as it is. It is your decision, and your decision is always right because it's only God speaking through you. If a person is moved from within their own spirit to do the deed of ministering to the need of another, and if the need of another is the point at which the spirit is most highly sensitized to communication, then it follows that the good deed is a meeting place for the mingling of one life with another. Isn't that a beautiful statement? And that's a Howard Thurman beautiful statement. What a person has experienced in insight, they achieve in the deed. What a difference giving makes now. Giving it up, allowing it to come forth. It is no longer an offering merely of money or time or services viewed as a sacrifice or a cause for merit, a cause for merit. Wonder who would think that they're so, stop that, stop it, get back on the good faith here. Recognition or glory, it is a simple sacrament involving all of a person as their spirit moves through the swinging door of need into a very citadel of another spirit. We do impact one another. We impact as we speak, we impact as we observe, we impact as we judge, we impact as we ignore. We do all these things every single moment that we take a breath, everything that we look at or see. And sometimes it's okay to look and not voice an opinion if it isn't kind, if it is going to be hurtful to someone, if it is not true, you really don't think what you're saying is true, then keep it to yourself. Maybe you need to say it later. Maybe you don't ever need to say it at all. I don't know. This is according to Thurman. What a person has experienced insight, they achieve in the deed. What do you choose to do? What a difference giving makes now. Makes now. Whenever you choose to give, it's the perfect answer. It's the perfect givingness. It is no longer an offer merely of money or time or services, viewing as a sacrament involving all of a person as their spirit moves through the swinging door of need into the very citadel. That's a big church, citadel of another's spirit. We never ever want to step into a person's or step on a person's belief. We all have our own. We leave other people's alone. And I know you know what I mean. You can have an opinion, you can say what you choose to say to somebody. Sometimes it's the tenor of your voice, sometimes it's saying it with your back turned, sometimes it's saying it under your breath. So maybe they didn't hear you, but you meant to have them hear you, but maybe again you didn't want to let them hear you. All this stuff is what we do. No, take it back. All this stuff, same hand movement. All this stuff is what I do. I don't know what you do. This is what I do, and this is why these words spoke so deeply to me. Because I take them and they're written here and they're written in the book that his daughter takes care of selling his books. That's his legacy lives on. How you interpret Holmes or how you interpret Howard Thurman, it's your journey, the inward journey. Not what did Reverend June Clark say this morning. I don't understand it all. She doesn't understand it all because it comes right straight through from Spirit. So there's a conclusion going on here. This is what we're going to look at. Walking the edge of life is not about reckless leaps. And I have said before in this room, I'm a jumper. I don't know if you're a sit on it and wait. I don't know if you're a look at it and throw it away. These are types of people. I'm a jumper. And many, 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 many times, see the question, answer the question. Did I leave much space in between there? No. Jumpers don't leave much space. I jump. After I've jumped, then I reread, or then I turn around and look at what I just jumped at, and I say, oh my goodness, what did I do? Then I gotta figure a new way to jump in order to undo the first jump that I did. You ever understand that for yourself? It's interesting. What a difference giving makes now. See, you got the previous, you got the examination, and then you jump. Sometimes you just see the words and then you jump. Sometimes you don't even see the words. Somebody said, and you jump. Makes life very interesting. I have a very interesting life. So if you want to learn some of these tricks that show up for me that are not real bright, or sometimes they're the most brilliant thing in the world that I ever did, we'll sit down and talk and see what kind of category you fall in. I mean, and this is all what I'm saying in interpretation to what Howard Thurman said and what Ernest Holmes said. So if you want to get the other Holmes books that I quoted from, I can give you the titles. If you want to try and find something similar in Science of Mind, I can give you, let you know to go look through the book. You'll find yourself there. And it's all good and it's all God.
Amen.
So, let me see, where did I stop? I'm going to do the conclusion. Walking the edge of life is not about reckless leaps. It is about courageous steps. Do you know or feel it when you think you have done a courageous step? That makes it courageous. If you think, as it says here, it is no longer an offering merely of money or time or services viewed as a sacrifice or a cause for merit, recognition, or glory. It is a simple sacrament involving all of a person as their spirit moves through the swinging door of need into the very citadel of another spirit. Saying the same thing. It's ever what you decide that it is. As students of Science of Mind, we are invited to bring our insights into action, turning our deepest truths into daily deeds. Holmes calls us to be friends of the whole world, and Thurman reminds us that giving can become a sacrament when offered from the Spirit. This week, remember, the edge is not where faith ends, it is where faith begins to be seen. So I think we have enough time for our next song. So I had a little extra reading for Laverne, but I think we're going to do our song, Laverne. So we're going to have our second song, and this song is a song that I picked as our dedication to Black history. And My Life is in Your Hands is one of the older Black history songs. So let's listen to that. As the song said, my life is in your hands. My life is your hands. My life is, period. My life is. God is. I am that I am. And in this simple statement, we are one, I am. I just can say those few words and know that the truth of God is within me as me. Every act that I perform, be it simple as, which is not very simple, as taking a breath, as blinking my eyes. Where would we be if we did not believe in the allness of God? And there are those that do not have the attributes of some of the rest of us. But whatever it is God expressing itself. The truth of who they are, who we are, each individualized expressions of God is our truth. And we say we have problems, but we don't. We say that we have to worry, but we don't. What we can be is the lovers of self, the lovers of all, the wealthiest people in the world, the happiest people in the world, have the highest esteem for everyone on this planet, everything on this planet. For we are all God expressing, and we are one. And in today's times, we have lived to be X number of years, and we believe differently, but please believe that we are one with the divine. We need not worry, because the divine is the perfection of all. So just settle ourselves to the pundits, so to speak, of the world. They too have their position, but we have our power. We are who we are. And in this loving presence, I call upon us all to be our highest and best self, because that is who and what we are. And I bless each and every person who we know through our personal knowings, and especially those who are part of us here at Miracle Center. We bless your position. We bless your position, which is all good, all God, all love, all truth, all health. So simple. We bless you with grace and ease, and we accept your blessings. We are a prosperous, loving, ever constant exception of God's will and grace. And knowing that this is the truth, I allow it to be, and together we say, and so it is. Amen. So today, a few messages. I see Arnie's at the back. Thank you. Our collection will be taken. We do have, for those of you who might not know, we have practitioners available on our call-in service online. You are welcome to call me at any time. I answer so many calls because I don't know who it is. They say don't answer those calls. How do I know it's not somebody calling because their mother is ill, they're ill? I answer all the calls. So if you want to chat, just call us. So we remember everyone in prayer. The chair exercise class is canceled for a while until mid-March. The Richer Living Bookstore is open on Friday afternoons, and it is open here at church when we are here for service. Let's see, we have cookbooks left for only $5. There's a few left. And I just say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on Zoom. And if you are able to be able to literally get your tithe in the mail to us, these are the times when the bills don't stop. When it snows or we have a flood or whatever it is. So please, we do ask you to, if you get out, take an envelope with a check in it or not cash. But thank you for all your support. So I think we've covered it in my own way this morning. And I bless you all. I did hear from Fran this morning. She called me trying to get here. She didn't have a way to get here, and unfortunately, it was a little late that we were able to get anyone that could go and pick her up. So we do know that Fran is feeling well enough to call, and we bless all of those who are not feeling quite so well. So be blessed. Don't be a hater against the snow. It too shall go away. I was born in Buffalo, so I know a little bit about snow. But anyhow, have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one. So, I don't know, we want to sing, or y'all want to try the peace song? Jerry's up. He'll bring us through, so let's do the peace song. And those of you on Zoom, be blessed, and thank you. Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you, Chris, and bless you all.